Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to LadyGang. I am Becca here with Jack and Keltie. I forgot to say Quickie. Welcome to LadyGang Quickie.
They know. It's Thursday.
I know. It's like, who cares, you know?
Happy Thanksgiving to you Americans if you celebrate Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. The best day of the year for eating. My favorite meal of the year.
Gross.
Stuff. What?
I don't like, I like one dish at Thanksgiving. And it's not even a staple for every table.
What?
Mashed potatoes.
Okay, I was going to say, if it wasn't mashed potatoes, I didn't know if we could be friends
You
still.
don't like a pumpkin pie?
Ew. Well,
You
let
don't
me
like
be
turkey?
honest. I'll eat a pumpkin pie, but there's never in my life where I've been like, you know what I need is a pumpkin pie.
Oh, I'll eat
No, me
an
neither.
out-of-season pumpkin pie.
That's
wow.
I'll
weird.
eat a summer pumpkin pie.
No turkey. I actually haven't had animal protein in quite a bit because of my psoriasis, and it has been helping majorly.
She's vegan again.
Not fully. It's mostly like I still have a little touch of dairy here and there, like a cheese in a salad, but it's really wild how it's cleared my psoriasis up.
Tell me more about your Thanksgiving meal.
What about it?
What are you having?
I mean, I have to do all of the classics. Like, if I'm not, it's very ritualistic for me. So I need all of the classics: stuffing, turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, cranberry sauce, which I know is divisive between people.
Blech.
We usually do Brussels, the
Yep.
way that we've been talking about them.
Yeah.
And pumpkin pie. Just the classics.
Well, fantastic. And if you're listening to this at 6 a.m., you can tune in and watch me host the Thanksgiving Day Parade again this year.
Yay!
And if I'm not there, it's because I wasn't allowed to out of my e-contract. But if I am there, if you're watching me right now, just know that I'm thrilled and thank you so much for tweeting me this morning.
What color are you envisioning yourself in
So I
this
got
year?
a coat. I got a coat.
Oh, you got a coat
I got
already.
a coat at Marshall's actually. I found this coat, and normally I go kind of spendy. Like
Yeah.
I like to really like. Last year I got my coat off Poshmark, and it was like a Alice and Olivia. Like anyway, But I'm gonna ask you guys what you think. Obviously, we're recording this before Thanksgiving because we're taking Thanksgiving off.
Yes.
But it's white. It's cream and green plaid, and it's got a big neck, and then the neck has fringe. Leather, olive, like green fringe. It sounds like a lot.
What is the brand?
It's Bash.
Oh, I like Bash.
You know that brand Bash?
Yeah.
What I like about it is the arm is very tight, and that looks good on TV. You know, you always have
You
to
want
take
bulk.
in your arms. You don't want bulk because you only see me tits up, and there's no tits. But here's the best thing.
Tits up.
I'm gonna tell you guys something about behind the scenes, and if it happens today, you'll know. I know this is like kind of weird, but if it happens, you'll know the story behind it.
Okay.
But if it doesn't happen, just know that I got a call from the director of Thanksgiving.
The director
In
of
general,
Thanksgiving.
like in all
general.
of Thanksgiving.
Sir
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Christopher Columbus called.
He's the Santa of Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
And he was like, so when they wrote me an email and they were like, hey, can you host Thanksgiving this year? Instead of like writing back yes, I said, I have to check my schedule. And then I sent like a GIF of Roxy Hart. A GIF of Roxy Hart because every year he knows the guy from Chicago, and every year I try to get an audition for Chicago, right? So I just sent him Roxy Hart. I said, I might be on Broadway. I don't know if I'm going to be available. Like, we're friends, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, we laugh. We have like an email chain. He called me this week and he was like, hey, I have this crazy idea. Let me call. I think his name's Gary. I have no idea. He's like, would you perform as a stunt casting on the Thanksgiving Day Parade with Chicago on Broadway? Because, you know, on CBS, they always have a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get me the performance where I would like dance. Like I could be like part of the background. I'm not going to sing, obviously. Or I sing and then lip sync and they auto-tune me.
Wait, what is this for? I'm confused.
The Thanksgiving parade.
Okay, the
But
Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Chicago doesn't normally, it's usually just the new shows.
It's usually like a new show that needs PR, but
Yeah.
everyone needs PR. So he's like, let me go
Is
back to
Chicago
Chicago.
happening right now?
Chicago's always happening. Never ends.
Oh, okay.
It's the longest running Broadway musical after Phantom of the Opera closed down.
Love Phantom of the
So
Opera.
anyway, I feel like we're going to try to do a stunt casting. So if
I
I'm in
love
a black
that.
tight
I
while
would
you watch
die.
Thanksgiving,
Who's currently Roxy Hart right now?
I don't think it's a famous person right now. I think they're in between stunt casting.
It's perfect time.
So you're telling me that they actually on Broadway in Chicago, they don't always have a stunt person as
Not
Roxy.
always. Sometimes
and
they have
yet
a
we
stunt
still
Billy-
can't get offers.
Yes.
Wait, I
So,
don't
like,
know. Wait, a stunt person is what, like an understudy?
It's like a famous person.
Yeah.
So
It's like
a
a stunt casting.
cast.
Like if we got Hillary Duff to take your spot on LadyGang for
would
a
be
week.
stunt
It would be
casting.
stunt casting.
Oh, it just stunt seems like you're doing a flip.
It's
Yeah,
a
I know.
PR stunt.
Yeah.
Oh, stunt. That kind of stunt. Okay, I was thinking of
Yeah.
like a stunt double.
I'm just horrified that we still haven't been
Yeah.
able to do it. Like,
They have availability.
because it's like the feedback is probably like in so many words, who are they? We don't know them. They're not famous.
But if you did a Velma Roxy 1-2 punch,
yeah,
But who's Velma?
you could find someone great to be your Velma.
I would be Velma. You're gonna be Roxy.
Oh, you mean like on the Broadway
You
show?
can
I'm
play
thinking of the
Billy Finn.
parade.
Play who?
Billy Finn.
No, we're gonna
Who is that?
He's the guy.
The lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna put Kevin Frazier as Billy Flynn because you need no talent to be Billy Flynn.
No, I'll be
Frazier
Billy
would
Flynn then.
crush.
because you just sit there.
You can be the Mama Morton, right?
Yeah, Mama Morton is the.
like
that's
the-
what Nene
Talent.
Leakes did. You don't need any talent.
Perfect. That sounds good.
No offense, Nene.
Do we
but
have to
really-
memorize lines?
Yeah.
A lot.
some?
What about Billy? Does he have lines?
Lots.
Yes, lots.
That's talent.
You
Oh,
can do it.
That's nice of you to say.
That's nice.
Okay, I'm in.
When Demi was here and you were like, you can do Broadway. And she's like, I have no memory. And she's like, you can do Broadway.
She can do Broadway.
yeah.
She probably will.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. This is the Thankful Quickie. So every year on this day, I ask you guys what you're thankful for. And I went back and I listened to 2022's episode to remind you guys of what you are thankful
Said.
for. And I asked you guys a question. What are 3 things that you're really gracious and feel gratitude towards that you're doing really well right now? Becca said, I'm balancing motherhood pretty well. I'm training for a marathon and I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah.
And I'm getting really good at saying no.
Whoa. I was really on that day. Doesn't even sound like me. Yeah, actually, I did consider doing the marathon again, half marathon. But what's weird is that this must be the time of year that I do my running. Like, I'm never really aware of when I like feel like doing it again, but I'm doing it again. So that's kind of strange
It's probably the weather and like,
because it's not quite as hot.
yeah.
Yeah. Balancing motherhood is a myth, and I was a naive little idiot, and I thought I was balancing it, and I probably wasn't. And then what was the third thing?
Saying no.
Saying no. I've gotten pretty good at that. Yeah. Excellent, actually.
So, okay.
And no,
Couldn't be
and
better.
also no is a full sentence is my favorite thing to tell myself.
No, I love that.
Okay, so Jacks are
Surfing.
wild.
God, they're always wild. I'm so thankful
Jack
I learned how to
last
surf.
year, she was very thankful about her dental hygiene.
Oh.
And she went deep into it where she discussed that she thought she was doing dental hygiene better than she'd ever done it in her life. Nightly flosses, tongue scraping. Yeah.
I have been very good at my dental hygiene, except for I chipped a tooth off. But other than
That's
that,
not hygiene, though.
That's just a mistake.
Yeah.
And then you said, well, I asked you for 3 things and you only gave 2, which is very jacvanek. And the second one, that you're better about being scatterbrained.
I don't even know what that means.
I mean,
Better at managing my scatterbrainedness.
You were just like, I'm scatterbrained and I think I'm really reeling it in.
oh.
I think I could not have been. I'm pretty bad at it right now. I'm trying to get my brain back from the wedding still, and it's not there. But so both of those, I mean, not that great, but I'm trying.
This is wild for me. So I said I'm very thankful that I learned how to open my emails with small talk. You guys taught me how to
Yeah.
say, hello,
Yes.
Becca. Hope you're doing well before I said, you up.
Yeah.
So that was thrilling. I also had let go of my fitness, like being so intense about my bujo and like
good.
making sure, but I'm back on fitness. I realize that I'm just happiest if I lift really heavy weights.
Oh.
So I'm back to the heavy weights, but
Very
like
good for you.
I
Your bone
love it.
density. It's very
Weightlifting is
good.
like the best thing you can do
I
as you
love
get
it.
older.
And
Yeah.
I like growl and I'm like, bah! Like I just freaking love it. And I do Walter on Obey, and he's so nice to me. I know he's not talking to me, but he's like, girl, you showed up today. And he had this 4-week booty blast class where it was just lifting heavy weights for your lower body. And I was like, that's all I want. Don't try to make these chicken arms lift a weight. I don't want an arm.
Just do a little bit. Just for your
5 pounds.
Yeah.
Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Okay, this is what's crazy. So last year on Thanksgiving, I said, I'm very thankful that I'm finally putting myself first. And I have made all of my doctor appointments. Because I had put off my mammogram, I'd put off my Well Women's, I'd put off all this stuff. And literally right after this, guys, a month after, I did all those tests and then realized I had adult mono, a lump in my boob, and cysts in my that needed to be, and then they scraped a thing off my vagina. So thank God I did my tests for myself.
Yeah.
And so, thankful to me, Keltie, thank you so much for going to those doctor's appointments that you let slide for all those years because you really needed them. You're welcome.
Jesus.
What are you thankful for this year, Becca?
I'm thankful for my friends and community in Austin.
Oh.
We have a very large group of men and women, but like where all the women are very, very close. And I feel like I haven't had that since living in New York. And it's been really nice.
I love
So
that.
you like people better than us? No, I can see you're thriving there, and it's not hurtful for me.
It's just
I love it. It's hard to have community in LA. Like Jared and I were talking about that, about our friend group here, because we live so far away from our friends. Like one of our friends lives in Glendale, 2 live in Hollywood, 1 lives in Simi Valley. And I'm like, we can't even have community with our own best friends in LA.
I know.
Like it's so much easier. I feel like if you're in a different city that you can actually drive to see somebody in 10 minutes. Like that's, I feel lacking in that. And I'm jealous of you.
That's why. No, that really is why in LA, not for lack of trying. Like it's so hard in cities like this to have
You might as well literally be in a different state.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's crazy. Like yesterday, Christina, my best friend Christina, I live like 5 minutes away from each other in the valley, which is like the only little community I have. And she got really sick. And I was like, let me pick up Carmela. And I took Carmela for 2 hours.
Nice.
We went for a Starbucks and like just took her. And it's like, I can't imagine even having kids or a family without like a community of non-hired people, like just like your tribe.
Oh yeah. No, it's like, it's impossible.
We got to get out of LA.
I'm working on it.
You are?
Yeah.
Where are you going to move?
I mean, we're looking at Phoenix.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Logistically, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
And like financially.
Are your parents
You could get
devastated?
such a big house.
I mean, it could get like a house 3 times the size of somewhere in LA. And nice.
What are your parents thinking
What
about this?
about May?
I'm worried.
They would have to follow us.
They'd move.
Yeah,
And they
move.
could,
I mean,
right?
my mom is retiring in December and my dad works from home. So like,
it's
and
good
especially,
timing.
I mean, when we want to have kids, it's like where I was just thinking about like community of having people around. Like my parents would need to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. California doesn't make sense anymore.
It doesn't make sense.
Like at all. And it just gets worse. So that's what we're thinking. Maybe
Cool.
next year.
I finished my pool and everyone moved away. What are you thankful for this year, Jack?
I'm thankful for my health and for my family's health. There's a few health situations going on, and I'm just like really thankful that my family is healthy. And then I'm also really thankful that Jared's bandmates had kids. We were talking about this after we got married. There was a time in the beginning of our relationship that I was like, I don't know how this is, like logistically, talking about logistics. I'm like, there's no way this is going to work. I'm like, you live in Phoenix. Your band is touring literally 11 and a half months out of the year. Like it's go, go, go. Like I don't understand how this is going to work. And after 2 of his bandmates having kids, it's like slowed them down so much. They're so much better with their time. And it allows us to actually have a real relationship and a life that I didn't see before. So that's like a weird thing I'm thankful for, but I feel like it's grounded everybody that's around their orbit.
How many of them have kids?
So the singer has 1 kid, is having another one in January, and then the drummer has 2 kids, is having the 3rd in January.
Oh, that's
3
good.
is a lot.
3 is a lot. It's crazy. I mean, I can't even imagine 1, but it's been really nice. Like, because there's just a transition. They've been doing this since they were teenagers, and it's like, where's the transition of turning it into adulthood?
Yeah.
And that happened in the last few years, and it's just allowed us to like have normal lives. So I'm very thankful for that.
Well, you're welcome for doing that for LadyGang so that we don't all have to work as hard as Keltie.
No, you literally did.
I know.
The kid and moving away. I mean, like there's no way I could have thought about moving away if we are still kind of doing LadyGang. I put that on my list too. I'm thankful that we've been able to evolve as a group.
Yeah.
You know, the way that we did LadyGang when we started was so much different than now. And there's a way to do it where we can all have our own lives. And I think that's really cool.
Maybe we're going to have to start a rotating LadyGang recording where it's like we do like a Phoenix.
Austin. That's
That would be so fun. I mean, I could put a whole studio into my new Phoenix house.
It's so true.
Fun.
We should do that.
Oh my God, I love it.
Like a
and
little,
you can
like-
set it all up before I show up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
We'll have Jared. He
That
can do
sounds
it.
great. That
Great.
sounds amazing. Okay, so
What are you thankful for?
my thankfulness.
Was you're taking care of yourself
Well, that was
last year. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm thankful for clarity. I have such a strong sense of purpose and clarity, especially because this year I had so much health shit go on and have never felt worse in my life. And once I got through that, and the mix of like working with a nutritionist, working with my therapist, working with a doctor, like I now know exactly what I need to do to feel great.
Yeah.
And I've unlocked that. And so, but it's not only that, it's also having the mental power of wanting to feel great. Like existing as a shithole human was something I did for so long that like when I have fallen off or like kind of get into old habits, I hate it so much and I feel so bad that I long to be a healthy person who has energy and is excited and is kind and like all of those things. So I'm just really excited. And I really felt like turning 40 was like a very weird emotional thing because I did feel like everyone had told me my whole life, like your career's over at 40. I do feel like this year has given me so many cool opportunities. And I'm like, there's something weird, and it's so cliche when people say this, but I do feel like J-Lo when she was like, and I'm just getting started. Like I do feel kind of excited about what I can accomplish and also that I can accomplish it and be present.
Yeah. You can do both. You don't have to just be like worker Keltie, and you don't have to just be like trash bag Keltie or like health Keltie. It's like you can do them all at once
so
and have
exciting.
balance.
Okay, this is the last thing. It's a little dark, but it's Thanksgiving. There's darkness there as well. And if you're probably you're probably hiding in your closet right now, hiding from your family or whatever. So, a dark day this year that taught you a lesson.
A dark day that taught us a lesson.
You have yours, Jack?
I had a situation go down that was very stressful, and it taught me a lesson about myself that I'm a lot more capable than I am about like being in a very like chaotic, stressful, I don't know what's going on, and being able to like take charge in a way that I didn't think I'd be able to, because I feel like in a fight or flight situation, I would be very flighty. And I wasn't, and I guess that's a lesson that I learned from it.
The dark day that taught me a lesson was I was in New York and we were launching Superfan, and I had done like a week of press and had a beautiful dress and had this big Times Square event. And I remember walking with the glam team to that event. Like they were holding my hands and we're walking from the hotel over to Times Square. And I looked at them. I looked at Carmen, who's done my makeup for a long time in New York. And I was like, remind me of this feeling, because this is the last time I'm going to feel great, because it was before the show had aired.
Yeah.
I'd waited so long for it to air, and I worked on it for over a decade, and I knew that as soon as it went out into the world, I was going to get trolls and mean tweets and people that said I was annoying and people that hated my face. And then the next morning I was going to get the ratings. And if you know anything about linear TV, there's like actually no winning. Like when you're like, The Bachelor is the biggest show on TV, but like the ratings are puny compared to what they were. American Idol, same thing.
Yeah.
Like
It's the Titanic.
It's the Titanic. Like it's going down. The violins are playing. It's impossible to have huge TV success. Like it's just not even possible. So I remember being like, this is the best it's ever going to be for this moment. And then I woke up the morning after Superfan had aired the first episode, and the ratings were a challenge. Like it was a challenge the entire series. And it was really dark because I had dreamed and had manifested and had really thought that this one project was going to change my life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm going to make this show. It's going to be I'm going to quit everything. Not that I would never quit you guys, but like I'll quit everything but LadyGang. I'm going to, it's going to be the biggest thing in my life. I'm never going to I'm going to be so cool. Everyone's going to want to like all the things that like I was just in outer space thinking like I was going to all of a sudden become Kelly Clarkson overnight.
Yeah.
And as the series rolled, like we did okay, but like nothing changed. Like it was like everyone was like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you. And then it just like was disappointing.
Yeah.
And it was really dark, and it was a dark day that really taught me something because over the 6 weeks of it airing, I really realized that like nothing I ever do I know people are like, Keltie, your job is just your job, but I never felt that in my heart.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. But I really got good with like, oh, it actually doesn't matter what I do. The thrills of my life are like the way my puppy breath smells, time with my husband, beaches. Like I actually like, I'm not giving up, but like I'm just giving up trying to matter. And it's so crazy because I was like, I don't care. I don't want a publicist. I don't want to post every day on social media. I don't care how many views things get. Like I am just chilling. Like I don't care. Like can I pay my mortgage this month? Great. I don't care. And when my mind changed to this don't care mentality, all this shit came to me.
And that's how it
Welcome
happens.
to the dark side.
It's wild. I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Like the content could not have been more. I got offered Miss USA. I got offered this, like it was just out of the blue, all this stuff when I wasn't so desperate. And so like that, I was so desperate to make Superfan work. And I thought that was my ticket. And then getting good with the failure of it is like, oh, I don't know. It just feels like a revelation. I feel like a completely different person.
It's the rubber band theory. It's like when you like try to like catch, it's like a relationship thing, but it's like when you're trying to get so close to something, it allows it to go so far away from you. So when you just chill, it like snaps back.
You know what I thought about when you said the rubber band theory?
What?
I thought about how Pee Wee Herman had a rubber band ball and it just got bigger every episode because he found a rubber band and then made the ball bigger. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Becca?
See, I don't really have like dark days in like a dark day. I live in darkness. And it's weird when people can really pinpoint, unless like there's like a real, death
Yeah.
diagnosis, like stuff like that. Obviously I get that is like an extremely dark day, but unless you have like, I don't know.
That's how I am too.
Yeah. Like I don't have days where I'm like, I'm crawling under my covers and I'm not coming out because today is whatever. I'm like, oh, well, that thing that happened sucked. But again, I think I have like a detachment to external things. Like I'm pretty, like you're talking about, I really don't get caught up too much in stuff that doesn't matter. And I'm very lucky that this year I've had the things that do matter be very just status quo and steady.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thankful for you, the LadyGang community. Really thankful. I wanted to read, I'm going to finish this episode by reading something, and I was really thankful that I got it from a wonderful follower of the LadyGang. This is my thankful to go out on. She said, not to be mushy, but I just got married right after our girl Jack. I wrote to you guys in the very early days of the podcast. Jeannie Mai was the guest, and you all read my email. I was living in Texas, the only single girl I knew in my 30s. I wanted to change, and not long after the advice you all gave me, I changed careers and moved to Chicago. I got a fun new start to life, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I found myself, challenged myself, experienced so much, and the podcast is what pushed me to really pursue my heart's desires. You guys have done more for some of us than you can even imagine. Please don't ever forget that. Those moments are defining moments of life. That's what you should feel that this podcast is. It's a helping measure of success in this life. I know I'm just a stranger, but I'm forever changed because of you, because of the podcast. Thank you for that.
Oh my God.
That's
love you.
so nice.
Isn't that so
It makes me
nice?
feel better about the bad things we put out in the world.
I know.
Totally. We're good people.
Wait, should we read more of these more often? Or is
Yeah.
that like too
I do.
much like
Well, we don't get that many.
I know.
Well, we one asked for them.
Yeah. If you like us, please write us a message and we might read it on the podcast.
Or just like a funny one, like
Yeah.
something funny that the podcast
provided.
Yeah, or
love
like whatever. Yeah, I love these moments.
Isn't that so nice?
It's really
Also,
sweet.
should we be
Congratulations.
giving advice again since it's so good?
Yeah, we should.
I guess we should do advice.
We should do
we'll do an
advice
advice
again.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we weren't here for a long time, but we're very thankful for you. And God, I really hope I performed with Chicago today.
I can't wait to see what happens.
Doubt it.
Bye.
Bye.